Hey everybody, welcome to Ground Zero. So we're going to start talking about H1Z1, so kind of another audio log type of thing here. And what we're going to do with this Ground Zero is mostly just talk about H1Z1. I don't have a roadmap. I don't have an actual game. I have Reddit entries and different things that we can look at. So just kind of talk about what I expect to see out of this game and things that we've heard about, rumors, speculations, and things like that, and why I'm going to be playing this one. Oh, it's a creepy website. So let's start off by their website. Currently, this is the homepage right now for H1Z1.com. Now, this website, if you haven't really followed H1Z1 at all, and this is like your first time hearing about it, the website is super creepy. So when you come, first of all, it has a nice ambiance here of, graphics. These graphics here on the website are almost representative of some of the screenshots I've seen of in-game footage. This game looks pretty fantastic for a early work-in-progress game. So come to the website. Now, here's the thing about the website. If you haven't been here yet, if you refresh the website multiple times, at some point you get a zombie surprise from a zombie named Fred. My son came out to see this, so we're going to hit the refresh button a few times. It creeps me out always.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That first time I saw Fred.
Oh yeah, it scared him. It scared me too. I was like, what the heck? Like, I knew it was there, and I refreshed a bunch, but he never popped up. So I thought it was like people were joking, and then I came in. Anyway, let's see if we can get it to pop up. I'm going to take the sound off because it does that screech. I don't want to get screeched out. Alright, so let's refresh a couple times, see if we get Fred. No.
You should do it for me.
I'm not putting this on nobody. Oh no, I'm not putting it on. I'm not putting it on you either. No, it's scary. There's your Fred. Hold on. It's not happening. There's no Fred. There's no Fred.
There's no Fred.
There's no Fred.
Yeah. He's never coming.
Nope. No Fred. Fred is not coming.
Oh. But Uncle Fred, you should come.
Oh, I don't want him. I haven't put the headset back on. Oh, I'm afraid to. Oh! There it was. Oh, it gets me every time. Oh man. So yeah, I know I just spoil that for folks who have not been here yet, but you know what? That's okay. Had to be shared. Woo, yeah, good times. Okay, so that's one of the Easter eggs. So now let's look at some other stuff that's on here too. The blinking light.
I think I found something.
When I put my mouse on, I just said, hold on, I think I found something. So this is cool too. I'm going to click this here in a second because it is clickable. But this is something here. This apparently is Morse code. I don't read Morse code. There's some folks on Reddit got together and they started putting together different clues and things that the developers are hiding just on this website. And this is Morse code, and I forget what that's all behind. You can come to the page and investigate yourself.
What it's saying.
Oh, my son knows. What is it saying?
SOS.
He thinks it says SOS. So anyway, okay, you're beeping in my ear. Okay, so Morse code, but I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. I think some people deciphered it and it wasn't SOS, but would make sense. Help. I don't know if there was anything to this light up here. I don't know if that's Morse code as well. There's like one up here by the trees. So that might be like from a survivor. Somebody said that the light up here actually looks like one of the vistas shown in one of the panoramic screenshots, like you're up on the mountain looking down here. So there's lots of little cool stuff. Also, some folks have said if you listen to the noise here on the website long enough, you hear like a woman whispering, and she's like talking, and you can actually play it backwards, and then it's a message. So there's been like a lot of hidden stuff, like some little codes and things that have turned out to be like web addresses to pictures. So there's just put a lot of cool thoughts into just this main page. Very kind of the secret worldish type of stuff. So it's very cool. All right, so let's go ahead and click on this link here for the window. Oh, it does nothing. Never mind then. I won't click it. Oh, my son wants a paper here. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's going to do Morse code. Do it from your room because I'm going to be pushing buttons. He's going to write down the dots and whatnot. I'm not going to go into Reddit, though, because I've been reading the Reddit for a while, and it's fairly active. But I don't want to go into the Reddit and show it here specifically when we do like the audio pod, because I don't want to show people's names. It's not like a blame and shame or anything like that. But I will discuss some things of topics of interest that I've read from the Reddit and share some thoughts on that to what I would like to see. Now, one thing I've read talked about when they're talking about PvP aspects, it was interesting that somebody said, hey, for PvP, couldn't we come up with a mode where you play the zombies? And I don't know if I mentioned this before in other stuff I've done, but I actually think that's pretty brilliant. A lot of folks, as a player option, a lot of folks don't like the idea of PvP when you're playing against other human players. You know, and I can respect that. You know, there's a lot enough griefing and violence in the world that, what does that say, son? Oh, B.
Yeah.
Well, he's deciphered the blinking window as B. Dot, or like a dash, long one, dot, 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 long one, and then dot. There's a B. So we got a B out of that. Yeah. So what would be cool, though, for folks who don't like to do the PvP and the killing the other players, well, we said it could be a V. But if you play the zombies, then that lets you do some elements of your PvP. You are hunting other players. And as far as if you play the survivor, you know, you're just shooting zombies. And if you're a zombie, you're taking out the survivors you want. I just thought it was clever. Lord of the Rings does the similar kind of thing with their monster play. You can play as a monster, and then actual players will wander into the monster zone knowing that they're going to be playing against monsters, and that is a PvP area. But it allows you to play the bad guys. And I think that'd be very cool, because Left 4 Dead has a mode similar to that where you play the zombies, you know, the versus mode. I've done that with my son. You pop into different zombie bodies, and as you die, you cycle through the different zombie types. Not saying they have a lot of zombie types here, but if you had, you know, a whole bunch of people who got together and formed like a zombie clan, you know, that would be kind of cool, because you could make your own horde. I think that would be pretty neat, because if we're talking about a game that's going to support thousands of players, could you imagine a server that was like the horde server, where if you went on it, you know that there's a lot, and could be like a couple hundred players that get together and just play a horde and roam through an area hunting for players, and that's what you're trying to avoid, are these human controlled zombies. Yeah, it might be frustrating as a survivor or as a zombie player, because your zombie's kind of slow and whatnot, but as a horde, you know, you could surround a town and come in on the town as a coordinated strike against a player settlement. I mean, I think the possibilities to that are pretty freaking cool. You know, in addition to your normal survivor versus survivor PvP and stuff like that. But I think a zombie controlled monster mode would be so cool. Alright, he's writing down some Morse code stuff for me. Oh, SOS. He put SOS, so yeah, we'd have to see if that's SOS. So anyway, some other things I've read on here from the Reddit, talking about scarcity of equipment. You know, some folks don't want there to be much in the way of equipment because it's 15 years later. People would have scavenged up a lot of food. Like, I can see that. I can see that consumables might be gone, but weapons and things like that, they don't just disappear. They're there. They've been gathered up. They've been used. They're going to be laying around. You're going to find them on dead bodies, dead soldiers, dead survivors. So I actually think there's going to be a lot of non-consumable goods, and that would be realistic. So what I mean by consumable goods, that would include bullets. So I don't think a person should have a problem finding a gun, but what I think they're going to have is a problem finding bullets for that gun. So you might be walking around with an arsenal of stuff that you've collected, just no way to fire them. That to me would make sense. Kind of frustrating, you know. You're like, I've got my M16, but can never fire it. But then that would make bullets a commodity. You might want to trade for them. You know, that might be worth killing other survivors just to see what bullets they have, as frustrating as that is. So I think that would be a cool thing to see replicated in the game. I've seen some other cool Reddits going on, stuff coming out from Smedley. He's been talking about some of the monetization models, was something I read about today, where they're going to have like clothing and trousers and some different things that you can buy that won't necessarily have any kind of stats or gains from it. It's not going to be a pay to win type of items, but customizable things just to help separate your survivor from another survivor. One of the subreddits to that said, you know, hey, make sure though you put lots and lots of items in if you do that. Because since this is based on like the PlanetSide 2 engine, you know, they're modding it for zombies. Apparently you can buy some customizable looking gear in there, but there's not much. And so a lot of people end up looking the same anyway. So something that Sony said was, you know, hey, we agree. If we're going to put in where you can purchase items, we'll put lots of items. I mean, look at their EverQuest 2 game. They have lots of things. Now, granted, some of the outfits are the same model, just different colors, but they're different. I mean, you know, how many t-shirt styles can you have? But you could put multiple colors. Maybe sell a dye and you can dye stuff, help set yourself apart. You know, but it's nice to hear that that's something they're thinking about. Hey, if we're going to sell clothing, let's make sure we sell lots and lots of options. Something they mentioned about doing too is then if you killed somebody, you could take that item and then you would have it. Now, on my first thought, I was like, oh, that would suck. I would hate to have bought a shirt just to have someone kill me and take my $4 I spent on a shirt. You know, that's money down the drain. But I think what they were saying is if you paid the station cash for it, that shirt stays with you forever. But the person who steals the shirt, quote unquote, they only get to keep it for a few deaths. So like eventually the shirt will wear out for them. Like it will have durability. So the stolen items have durability, which, you know, obviously is in the early stages of development. But the person who bought the item, they're not out the $4. I could have read that wrong, but that's kind of how I interpreted it, and I think that's fair. Otherwise, there's no point to spend money, really. But some other things they said you could buy would be like character slots. Now, some folks said, well, for a zombie survival game, why would you want character slots? I don't think they're going to put the game on timers. Like if you die, you're on a timer till you play again. I think mostly it's because some people like to have alts. When you get into role-playing, like Sony's a MMO company, they have a lot of online role-playing games. My wife plays a lot of EverQuest 2. She has lots of alts. She has spent a lot of money buying character slots because she has a role-playing character for every occasion, it seems like. Especially in a game like EverQuest where you have many races and professions, it's not uncommon. Yeah, it's not uncommon to go ahead and buy character slots to keep your different races separate. You know, you want to have an elf, half elf, high elf, you know, you want to have a character for all that. Now with H1Z1, it's pretty much just human, but there's going to be a male and a female, and I don't think it would be unrealistic for folks to have 2 character slots so they can make a male character and then eventually a female character. We haven't seen any mentioning of a female character survivor, but I'm pretty sure that they would end up putting a female survivor because there are some women who like to play these games. I know I say some, there's probably quite a few, but I'm sure that there would be a lot of women who play the game that would like to have a female avatar to represent them. That's not to say that's I don't even want to open that can of worms more than I just did, because you're allowed to play whatever you want, and so that's why I think they will probably add a female survivor. But if you start the game with 1 character slot, I could see people buying a second slot just so they could have a female and a male survivor. because equipment looks different on them a lot of times. So you just might want one of each. You might want to have extra character slots because you might have a character you play on this server with some friends. You might have a character that you play on another server with some friends. You might just want to pop on sometimes and not have your friends know you're on because you just want to get on and play anonymously for a bit. You know, there's many reasons why you want different character slots, and that looks like something they're going to put up on the market. Buy more character slots. So go check out the Reddit. In the future, I'll tag certain things that I've enjoyed reading on the Reddit, and then we'll come here and discuss it. I don't know why it's called Reddit. That's just the name they chose for it. Yeah, they read it and then it's been read. I read it. Very true. Yeah, my son's pretty clever sometimes. Yeah, it's a Reddit because they already done Reddit. And it's weird too because I actually had a dream about the title H1Z1. I don't think they've come out and said exactly what H1Z1 stands for. I know that's like the name of the virus, but like what exactly is H and what is the Z? I don't know yet. So I'm hoping somebody knows and you can tell me that. But in my mind, it was humans 1 and zombies 1. Like we're tied right now for victories. That's just what it came to be in my dream. So what it actually is, who knows? Okay, my son's here. Okay. Go on, buddy. What is this? Oh, he's trying to put ice on me. Haha, go away. Alright. Alright. He's throwing ice at my computer and stuff here as I'm trying to speak. Okay, so, anywho. He just wants to be part of the show. So that's pretty much the direction I want to take with the Ground Zero here. The H1Z1s had a Twitch stream that a lot of folks were disappointed in because it like talked about some different things but didn't really show it, or it seemed that things happened that since they weren't scripted, the people playing the game weren't looking. Like an example was this guy was swinging at a barrel with an axe, and as he was looking at some scripts off camera, the barrel blew up. So he totally missed it. There was a part where another guy caught on fire, but he had his character looking a different direction when it happened. So we missed some of these cool things that they talked about. So, you know, they have some footage out there. You can go to their Twitch channel, see it for yourself. Some of the stuff looks pretty good. I mean, they've got zombies. I wouldn't say they're working zombies, but they've got zombies. They have basic construction in there already. They have the ability for some vehicles if you find all the parts. There's some weapons. I don't know if they showed getting food and drinking and having to have the hunger and thirst elements in there, or some of the harvesting and things like that. But those elements are supposed to be in there by the time the alpha comes. And I've heard a lot of folks say that would put this game way ahead of some other zombie survival games out there on the market right now. So it'll be interesting to see what happens approximately 3.5 weeks from now, almost 3 weeks from now. I think they did their Twitch was on last Thursday? I forget now. So we're almost 1 week past their live stream where they said it would be 4 weeks from today. So anyway, within about 3 weeks from now, we should be seeing this available as an alpha pre-purchase, and I think they said it would be like $20 to get into it, which I think is great. I paid a lot of money for my wife to get into Landmark Alpha, so it'd be nice if I could have a $20 game that I can call my own and get into early as well. So that's good news. So I'm really excited about this Ground Zero. I want to take you to some screenshots we've shown here real quick here. H1Z1 screenshots. And just take a quick peek. Some of this is... some of this is somebody just took screenshots of one of the video podcast or one of the videos that I saw. I don't know if this will have some of the panoramics. There was a Reddit where someone collected the panoramic shots and things like that. But if you just do your own little search there on Google for H1Z1 screenshots, the game looks pretty good. You know, I'm not going to blow these up. I'll let you go and search for yourself here. But here's a screenshot of the vehicle. Okay, they had a Jeep. That's like the only working vehicle they had, and it didn't look totally decrepit like other vehicles that you see here, burnt out, blown up. But they do have a working vehicle. Looks like the vehicle has lights because you could drive it at night, which was pretty cool. The zombies looked pretty much all the same, but they did have zombies. Here's a screenshot of your survivor. Right now it looks like one survivor model, one survivor texture from what I've seen. But, you know, the backgrounds look really nice. And what they've said about the world here as I look at some of these screenshots. Let's see, here's a shot of him with his gun. Here we go. I don't think that's a panorama. But there he is out looking over some... Oh, here's one of the panoramas. There's a couple here. Standing on top of some trailers. Oh, that's not it. Here's a screenshot from the stream. Driving around in a Jeep. But from what I'm seeing... Oh, what is this? What is that? That looks like Landmark. Okay, never mind. Kind of combining some different games here. Okay, so we're moving on here. Moving on. Let's come on back to a picture. Alright, so yeah, with the graphics and stuff like that already looking as good as they do, I expect to see a lot of good things from this game in the 3 weeks when it comes out as an alpha game. So I'm pretty excited about the game. We'll continue to cover it. Like I said, every once in a while we'll pull a topic from Reddit, and that's what we'll discuss. You know, maybe a couple topics. Any other interesting news that comes up, I'll try and share that too. But it sounds like Sony really wants to put a lot of support behind this. The other thing too, as I've hit I'm past 20 minutes, but just kind of wrap up here. There was a lot of disappointed folks when the Sony came out and said they were making a game that was their homage to Star Wars Galaxies and the Star Wars Galaxy players, and there wasn't anything released at that time other than they were coming out with a game. And I think it had a screenshot, and immediately people said, oh great, here comes a zombie survival game. What does this have to do with Star Wars? Well, it really has nothing to do with Star Wars, because Star Wars Galaxies was not an open world PvP zombie killing type of game. That probably would have been cool, because zombie troopers are pretty cool, but what apparently they're taking from Star Wars Galaxies is a deep and robust crafting system. That's the homage to Star Wars Galaxies. The ability for you and friends to get together and craft a society, and then you have to defend it from the zombies and the other players that want to come and destroy it. Again, not quite what Star Wars Galaxies was about, but the crafting and the building aspects is what they're taking from Star Wars Galaxies. Will be hard to see how that fits in a PvP world, but that leads into a token system where people will be able to vote on rule sets for a particular server. So it's quite possible we might end up with a PvE server where people will have the chance to get together and cooperatively build societies and actually get to focus on crafting and building without people trying to come and tear it all down. So there might be a chance for us to see some Star Wars Galaxy type of game things, because I just don't see the point in spending hours and hours investing time into building a structure through all my fancy Star Wars Galaxy crafting tools that they're paying the homage to, just to have someone come and tear it down. That would not be fun. Then it's kind of like, well, what's the point? I might as well just go and kill other players, you know. So it would be interesting to see exactly how this plays out crafting wise as an homage and in memory of Star Wars Galaxies, like, because that's what they said, it's a new home for Star Wars Galaxies players. Well, better give us a PvE server where we can actually appreciate all that crafting that you're bringing into it. Otherwise my crafting skills will never develop because I'm always dying. Alright, so that's it for Ground Zero. Thanks for checking it out. We will talk to you later.